Welcome to another episode of Homegrown Gold. This episode, Dave is going to be getting some help setting up his aerator and Bruce is going to be put in the bull seat. Then we're going to head over to Te Awa Awa where Tozi is going to be showing us some tips on farm management and Laura is going to show him when the best time is to graze his farm. Stay tuned.
Great day in Hunterville, eh? Turn the weather on.
Another cracker, good to see you, mate.
Yeah, good to see you too. Yeah, what are you up to here?
I'm just putting a bit of grass seed on these earthworks and you'll be pleased to hear that I'm putting it on at a very accurate rate of plenty and about right.
I think that's enough, they call it, yeah. Why aren't you using Tozi's drone? You know?
Well, I've got a good set of legs and I'm happy to use them, so forget your drones for now.
Yeah, fair enough, good point.
So look, mate, we've been flat out docking. We've still got a bit to do, but obviously we've got to get organised for this cropping. So what's next, mate?
So that's my job here. Take that pressure off you. You've got 101 things going on. You're a busy man. You just want it signed off. Let's get on with it. We need crops in at the end of this month. So let's rock on and get the planning done.
Right. Well, I hope you got that clover sorted out because that's number one priority.
Seeds pretty well organised and we're good to go.
So you got a good brew for me? It better be because there's a lot at stake on this thing.
Top notch. And it's nothing new. It's what we've always been good at growing. We're just going to get better.
Right. Well, I'll just do this last little bit and we'll go and get into it, eh?
Tear into it. I'll bring the seed down for you.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, here we are, enjoying the sunshine on the Hunterville farm of Dave, and we're going to have a quick run through in the bull seat. We're in the bull seat, and we're going to have a quick run through what Dave's doing without giving too much away from Tozi. We're going to work on legumes, and we're growing a legume crop which has got these three products in it, Ruru, Moro and Laser, and we're going to grow a bit of chicory 501, and also we're going to have a kale and plantain crop on the farm. That's going to produce what Dave wants for his stock going forward. What do you reckon, boys? Have you sort of listening in a bit, or what's the story? We're going to carry this through all the episodes. You got any questions, fire them up on the social media pages or anywhere you can, and we'll do our best to answer them. And if you fire up a bit of rough stuff, I'm going to get these two to deal with you.
You told me I needed to aerate. I got this at a clearing sale. I had a bit of a go with it the other day. As you can see, it was a bit wet and it didn't go that great. So once again, what am I doing wrong? Show me how to do it.
Once a farmer, always a farmer, eh?
Yeah.
The old clearing sale, great stuff. You've had a pretty good buy here. These are good machines. Dave, when we talk about cropping, it's not just what you grow above the ground. It's what's happening below the ground. And we dug those holes the other day and we saw compaction.
Yes.
You can't expect crops like Ruru, Moro, Laser, 501 chicory, all those things to grow well if the soil's not right. Now, you've nailed it with your fertility. Absolutely nailed it. Now we're going to get the soil right so you can get your crop in. Your direct drilling, bloody brilliant, full marks. Direct drilling comes with caveats. You've got to improve the soil condition. We'll talk about pest pressure and little things like that. So let's get rocking. I'll help you set this up. And let's see what we can do with it.
Righto, let's go. Okay, so the question I've got for you here, Bruce, is this is a pretty tedious job.
Yes.
And patience is not one of my strengths.
I gathered that.
Does it actually need doing or not? Because if we don't need doing it, I'm not wasting the time and diesel doing it.
Well, it definitely needs doing it. I mean, so you've been through here with the aerator, it's done the job, all right? And you can see now all of a sudden you've got that little bit of opening up and crumbliness. That's gonna let your crop roots get through. And drive down to where moisture's going to be in the dry, all those factors, all right? You've got it pretty well sound. You know, the principle of this aerator is to let the soil breathe. Soil's like us. No oxygen, no living. You know, we've got to get the soil to get some breath in there. Let the moisture get away when you get your heavy December rain that you're going to get here, and let those tap roots and all those structures get down deep. So I could definitely see aeration is going to be of huge value. You're intense on here with your animals, you know.
So the our conditions at the moment?
Absolutely ideal. I suspected it was a little bit wet when we first come down,
it's a
but
bit wet in that soft spot over there, but
so,
through here should be all right.
Yep. Crack on, let's do a bit of a run and see how we go.
Okay.
So we've identified Dave's got a bit of compaction in here. This is intensive cropping that he's been doing. In with the aerator, 3 important factors with the aerator: depth, levelness. You've got a platform on the machine, you've got to get that level. You use the roller at the back, that's setting the depth that you're going at. It doesn't take a lot of horsepower to pull these things if you set them up right. It takes a bloody bulldozer to pull them if you muck it up. Okay, you want to get this sorted at home on your farm. This is what you should be looking for. Close the gap back up, taking that ridge out of it. Come along here a little bit and you can see where he was up in the clicks, going a bit quick, and it started to throw the furrows out. Sure, he's cropping it. Dave's direct drilling, so this would actually cause a bit of an issue for the drill, to be fair. We want it like that, not like that. Some soil types might not need it. Ask the question, what about where I am? Do you think I need aeration? And here we get the result. Bit crooked, but we'll work on that.
So what do you reckon, Bruce? How's that looking?
Pretty good job, Dave. I think it's a little bit wet on the top, just from your rain last night. You come back in half a day.
You reckon?
Absolutely stunning, yeah. Yep. You can see, you made the comment, your 3 middle ones are really perfect, the outside ones, you can see where the wheel marks have just disorientated and made a furrow out of it. So, you know, Dave, it's so important, and I can see a mile of frustration coming on your face at going so slow. And I know what, like every other farmer that I help set up an aerator, I go out the gate and they go up 4 cogs. Stay slow. If you're seeing that tipping out, slow down. If it's coping with it, you can speed up, all right? But I wouldn't continue here. I'd wait for the top to dry out a little bit.
Roger. Well, in that case, we'll go and get a bite of lunch, shall we?
Sounds good.
Wow, that aeration sure is interesting. And that bull seat's kind of scary. Let's head over to Te Awa and go see Tozzy.
So Tozzy, what have you been up to since I've been here last? There's something different about this paddock. What's been happening in here?
Yep, so last time you guys were here, we had our cull ewes, had lambs in here, and then now they're on the flats on the forge and the clover. We gave it a quick spill, just to let covers build a little bit, and have brought in our twinning hoggets.
Can you tell me a little bit about what we've got here in front of us?
We grabbed a couple of cages off Paul Muir and put these out just to pretty much give us a bit of an idea of what we've got, because most farmers at this time of the year think they've got no clover because it's just been sought after and it's been nibbled by everything. So I've put this out probably 6 weeks ago, and yeah, you can really see the clover that we oversowed through here doing its thing, so fully being allowed to express itself. And yeah man, like if I could have that across all the paddocks, happy days. How good would that be?
So Tozzy, from a farm management perspective, what are you thinking about for the next few weeks and going forward with the cropping side of things?
We're sort of at that period where if we don't get too much moisture soon, we're going to be the demand's going to be a lot, and we're going to have to really revisit that double fallow. So I guess it's just watching the weather and watching the feed levels, and if it does mean that we can spray out in December for the first spray, then we will, and try and capture that moisture that's in there if we do get the rains. But yeah, we're at the mercy of the weather at the minute.
So Tozzy, the cull ewes and the lambs have moved down onto the flats, onto the forge hybrid ryegrass.
Yep.
Tell us a bit about that and your system down there that's enabling you to do some more cropping.
Yep, yeah, so we're lambing our ewes, twin ewes, generally around 5 to 6 to the hectare with a few cattle sprinkled amongst them. We then, like I say, we dock them, and then they go down onto a bit of saved up forage and pastures with, you know, reasonable legume content in there. And they go from being, yeah, like I say, 5 to 6 to the hectare to close to 10 to the hectare down there, with extra cattle then brought in behind them just to keep quality. It gives these sort of hills a bit of a chance to have a quick quick break, let the clovers come away a little bit further, and that's when the hoggets come in and extra cattle.
Perfect. Should we go and have a look?
Yes.
So you've got your ewes and lambs in here grazing this forage ryegrass.
Yep.
When do you decide that it's time to take them out?
There's nothing too real scientific about it, Laura. I try and use almost like the dairy farm mentality of like grass growing grass. So just trying to keep residuals at I mean, that's probably a pretty classic sort of height there. You know, if I could keep things around that stage there, allowing the clover still plenty of light to get through, but just providing them with the maximum. I've just gone and bought 50 Frisian bulls, pretty much just maintain that quality and take out these clumps in behind type of thing, and just trying to keep it at a good level. And they'll also, once the seed head starts doing its thing, they'll keep that at bay as well. But I'm just trying to keep it at a good height that's perfect for the lambs, allows the clover to come through, because it's just now that the warmth's coming, trying to maximise that. But yeah, just trying to really look after the pastures, because if I graze them too low, like set stocking on this, I'd be getting 1 or 2 years out of this pasture. I heard an interesting fact about the third leaf stage.
Yeah, 3-leaf theory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Talk us through that one.
So the first leaf comes from the middle here. So that is from the last grazing. They've grazed it to here. So that's part of a leaf. This will be the first leaf, and then it's got the second leaf here coming through.
Yes.
The third leaf is bigger again, and so that third leaf has got the most yield. So if you're grazing at the third leaf, you're maximising your yield potential, and also allowing the plant to charge its reserves at the same time.
Which is a tricky one when you have sheep, isn't it?
It is.
Especially when you have a highly palatable plant like a forage plant.
Absolutely.
To try and not overgraze it.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I guess is that where cattle coming into the mix will help us just keep it at that even stage?
Yeah, so having it so that you're keeping the residuals, so you can see that builds up a stem in the bottom, and just keeping it there. But yeah, having your sheep come in, get the best, bring the cattle in afterwards, and clean up the rag stuff. They can take the seed head too when that seed head starts coming, and you keep the quality here.
So what's the worst thing I could do with this pasture type of thing?
The worst thing you could do was to keep grazing it, or sustained overgrazing. So if you're coming in too soon, so if it's getting to if it's only got 1 or 2 leaves, and then you're coming in and grazing it down again, and then you move them on, then come back,
yes,
and you just continually overgrazing,
yep,
then that is taking away the reserves of the plant, and so it doesn't get a chance to recharge its reserves. So by depleting the reserves effectively, then you are running your battery short.
Yeah, sure, yep. So Brad, we've obviously had a pretty challenging season in the Wairarapa for the last few weeks. It's been probably 2 weeks later than we'd like to get onto this paddock, but we've given it a crack with the drone this morning or this afternoon, and you know, like, it's not ideal, but you've decided to pull pin halfway through. How does it record what you've done and that type of thing?
Yeah, so the drone runs on RTK. I run on RTK satellites through Starlink, so I can pause a job at any time, and it saves it exactly where it got up to.
And so accuracy versus like a chopper obviously is going to be a lot more accurate than a chopper coming in and doing some country. How's it compared to a boom sprayer?
Yeah, that's sort of the hardest thing with the drone, is educating farmers on what the drone does, because obviously it flies, so farmers are automatically going to compare it to a helicopter. But the drone's actually probably closer to a ground rig than it is a helicopter, because we're a lot lower to the ground, we're going a lot slower. The way the drone works is a lot different, so it's got rotary atomizers.
Yeah.
So they spin, and then with the props it causes like a downdraft and a swirling effect, or barrel effect they call it. Works a bit different to a helicopter. I can slow the drone down, I can change my microns of my droplet.
Yeah, because the advantage to me, like, I think, you know, if this rain does come as forecast, if it was a steeper, obviously this is a flatter paddock, but if it was a steeper paddock, I'd still have to wait maybe another 2 or 3 days to let it dry before the truck can get up onto that country. So that's quite a big bonus, eh?
Thank you for watching this week's episode of Homegrown Gold. Remember to put your questions down below to be featured in next month's episode on the bull seat. So for now, that's all for today.